Likiangaziwa zaidi, kongamano hilo lililo-hudhuriwa pia na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta limewaleta pamoja wajumbe 8,000 miongoni mwao viongozi wa nchi na serikali na maafisa utawala wa miji mbalimbali kote barani Afrika. Wakiongozwa na Rais Kenyatta, wajumbe kwenye kongamano hilo walielezea umuhimu wa kuwepo ushirikiano katika kuafikia ajenda ya maendeleo ya muungano wa nchi za Afrika AU kufikia mwaka 2063 na pia ajenda ya maendeleo ya Umoja wa Mataifa kufikia mwaka 2030. Anatueleza zaidi.
On behalf of the Kenyan delegation,
thank you all very much. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. Time is ripe for scaling up the role of intermediary cities as the next frontiers of African urbanization and development. I say this because in Africa, an unprecedented rate of urbanization has propelled intermediary cities to stand at approximately 1,086. These intermediary cities like Kisumu, where we are today, are home to approximately 174 million people, representing about 36% of our continent's total urban population and contributing about 40% of our continent's GDP. So as we convene to deliberate on how we can establish a shift towards a new urban paradigm and unleash the potential of intermediary cities in fostering inclusive development and the realization of our SDGs and all other social economic development initiatives, we must keep in mind that Africa is becoming increasingly urbanized.
We wished to send a clear message that the reality of our continent is reflected in the way we treat our intermediate cities. Treat them well, and we will treat African citizens well.
Today, more than 64% of the urban population in Africa live in informal settlements. There is a deficit of housing and housing finance, with only 15% of urban dwellers in Africa able to afford to purchase their own homes. Depending on where our young lady is born, it will be a major battle to get a job, own a home, and start a family. This is the urban future she will have if we do nothing to change the urban agenda in Africa.
The AU has developed also the African Charter on Values and Principles of Decentralization, Local Governance, and Local Development to facilitate implementation of decentralization, which remains a challenge in many countries.
It's projected that by the year 2050, that is about 28 years from now, Africa's population will hit 2 billion people. Well over this, that's 50% of the 2 billion people will be youth below the age of 18, and most of them are going to be living in cities. It's therefore obvious that we are already out of time to have our cities and urban areas connected by road, rail, air, ICT, and waterways.
In intermediate cities like Kisumu, plenty of evidence is already available regarding the dividends of devolution. Intermediate cities also have the potential to address inequalities among groups that have arisen from central power structures that disproportionately channel resources to few urban areas.